Hey everybody, I'm Psychosaurus, and today I want to talk about coins and spending coins. In my last video, I did the same thing about empire points, but I think it's also needed to mention the coins as they are also one of the main currencies in the game. So, coins. Coins, you can see them up here on the other side of the empire points. You can find them up here at the top side of the screen. These are the coins. This is I should say this is the number one currency, but I would say they are about as equal with empire points, but I think more important once you reach level 40. So coins, how do you earn them? Just like empire points, playing quests, daily rewards, selling items at stores or on the global market as well. And yeah, I forgot something. Yeah, also the contests and the seasonal rewards for Crete and Sparta. Pretty much almost the same with the addition of selling items at global markets and the stores. I hope I did not forget anything. There might be something else. Where do we spend them? Well, again, at the stores, on the global market, and then also there are some special things like the Bahram Slaughtery and Moe Mystorium. These are the most important things. And also you pay for the mail with coins as well. That's also worth to mention if I had to say. So send a mail to someone through the post office, it's gonna cost you some small amount of coins. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about the coins. So the main part about this video is gonna be checking out the stores, and guess we'll also check out the Bahram's Lottery and Moe Mystorium doing so. And hopefully I won't forget. Maybe I'll remember there's something else as well. Now let's start with the one store at the beginning, general store. Like I said, coins are more important once you reach level 40 because you can spend them on some gear. Before that, you don't really need gear that much. Quests are usually very easy for you to deal with, and gear is just a nice bonus, but whatever you get from the treasure chest and treasure camps should be fine. Obviously, if you don't want it, you can sell it, earn some additional coins. So, in general store, what do we find here? We find this spear, level 1, 20 coins. I mean, if you want it, it's a nice small boost, why not? But, like I said, you don't really need to spend on gear till level 40, really. If you have some issues with quests, yeah, there are some gear later that you will talk about, but this gear, you don't really need it. Some arrows, it's just damage. You don't need it that much. Some walls, I mean, really, you don't need it. It's such a small bonus that you don't really need it. And the medium armor. The medium armor, at least it's nice. 11% health is nice early. Do you really need it? No. One thing I need to mention, Celts have slightly different general store, and that is instead of medium armor they have cloth armor. That's the only difference there is. And also depending on which civ you're playing as, or you're currently logged in rather, then it will might also offer some different items a little bit, which is the recon man right here, which is a consumable that spawns scout. In my case, since I'm logged in as Greeks, you'll find the Greek one here. If I was playing, let's say, as Egyptian, I would find the Egyptian one, and so on for the other civs. Now we got also some common materials here, so if you need them for something, obviously you have a way to get them this early. If you need them, obviously might find few items where to use them. I don't think I need them currently at the stage I'm at, so I don't really find them that useful, but if you find them, useful for something. They are here, and they are pretty cheap as well. Okay, next one we got the storehouses, or not storehouses, warehouses. That's the correct word. We have the common one and uncommon one. Notice the common one costs no resources or materials to build, whereas the uncommon one takes some common materials to build. And so obviously this actually is slightly more expensive since you need those materials from this store as well. So it's slightly more expensive, but 4 additional slots, why not? But remember last time I mentioned that there's the Grand Warehouse at the Empire Store. If you feel like you need some space, you can spend it on these warehouses. You might not have enough Empire points to expand your world at a time, so this is like a nice way to increase your inventory size early when you don't have the Empire points for the vault or the Grand Warehouses. So if you need the slots, these are your answers. Then we got the 5 workshops, the common ones. So depending what you want to produce, you'll grab this, build it, you'll start producing the materials. Again, it's a nice way to get the common materials early, and since you'll be lacking the recipes for the higher quality materials, you need these. Well, good way to get some early, and these are also produced pretty fast. So if you get one of each on your one civ, or if you just create all of your other civs and then just make one for the loggers, one for the mason, and so on, you'll have more than enough materials. And last thing, residence for decoration. In this case it's a Greek one. If you're playing as Egyptian, you'll get Egyptian one, and so on and so on. So yeah, that's the general store. One thing I need to mention, most of the saves that I don't mention in this video will also have general store depending on which save that city belongs to. So if I had to visit Rhakotis, you will find Egyptian general store there as well. I'll mention Rhakotis, there's one more store, but if I think cities like the Troy have only the general store of Greeks. So that's what you find there. So the cities I don't mention have the general stores. Second store, that's the recipe store that you also get. I think it's part of the crafting quests. And what do you find here? Well, crafting recipes for all of your schools. If I'm not mistaken, we have cavalry, archery, and so on and so on. So if you're looking for some crafting items, well, you'll find some recipes here. And if you feel like again that you need the gear, although these are quite low level, but something, it's somewhat better than the ones at the general store, so definitely can be nice to get them and craft something if you're lacking the weapons. Not bad levels as well, so it's gonna take a while before you get them, and by the time you can use those items, I bet you will already have something better than this. So again, I don't think you really need this, but if you want to collect the recipes, or you feel like you're lacking, let's say, swords, then obviously you can buy these recipes, craft the items. Remember, you also need the materials. I don't know if what do you need for these ones. Yeah, you need the common ones to actually craft these. Leather, wait, leather is okay, and also some uncommon one. By the time you can craft these, you should have access to those materials. So if you really feel like you need these, it's there, but it's not really necessary. Okay, what was the next store on my list? Hang on, let me check. Okay, yeah, so Windy's Wild Widgets. This store you'll get from Marcus Pollux when you create a civ, because this was part of the Empire Bazaar items. where you would purchase it for the Empire points and get access to this store. It's rare items for your early levels. You can see level 5. I think all of this is level 5. So yeah, whatever you find at the general store, here you will find better quality. What do we have here? So train research rate this early 2% isn't not really that much, but if you feel like you want something, some small boost can help. Okay, lower movement speed, you don't really want this, but if you want tanky units and you don't care about the speed, it's there. Arrows, not bad arrows to be honest, these are not the worst. These are okay, but you don't really need them. 1% movement speed, yeah, that's so low, who cares? And 100 coins this early might be a little bit a lot, but it's not the worst. What do we have here? Gathering, this one, it's tools. Those can help you. If you don't have better ones, I think you get quite a few tools early that are not bad actually. So I don't really think you need this. But if you are unlucky with tools, of course. Ooh, not bad bow actually. 11.1% damage, that's pretty good for level 5 item. Not bad bow to be honest. Light armor, very good health to be honest. Medium armor, not bad, not bad. Spear, heavy spear to be exact. Yeah, not bad. Like these items are not that bad, but like I said, you don't really need them this early. Whatever you find in the chest, you should be fine with it. But if you're in need, obviously they are here. So if you feel like you need something, not bad items to boost your units, I would not really care about stats for your units this early, but if you're worried that you cannot make the quest, this can help you a little bit if you don't already have something better. Okay, now we have these uncommon stores, so defense, offense. These are droppable and you will need some, I think, uncommon materials for these to, in that case. Again, you will find some uncommon items, level 27, so it's a little bit later into the game. But should you need it? I don't think so. I think you'll find some better items somewhere else. Or you already have some better items. So what do we have here? Light armor, pretty okay health, medium armor, buff armor, all of them having the same health. Not bad items. Wall, health. I mean just something standard, okay. Armoring, okay. What do we have here? Shield, health, pierce armor, that's not bad. If you feel like you need some, sure. Like these are not bad items. Trade 7.9%, that's pretty good. Gathering food, fishing nets, 7.9%. Staff, conversion range, that's pretty low range. Pretty bad range, damage is not really needed. Healing, that's also pretty low. This staff might be unnecessary. You don't really need this staff. I think all of these items are somewhat fine. This stuff is bad. Tools are okay. So I'm gonna say if you don't have something better already, then okay, but I have to ask, are you using the unit? That's what you should think about. Are you using the unit you want to put these items on? If not, don't bother. Like, what's the point of gearing your unit that you're not really using that much? And definitely don't buy this staff. Hey, it's pointless, to be honest. It doesn't give you that much. And also, why is the staff at the defenses? What? Okay. And the uncommon armaments. Pretty good javelin, pretty good bow, pretty good arrow, spear, axe. Yeah, all of these are pretty good items. Do you need them? Not really. Usually you already have something better. But if you're in need, sure, why not? Then we have these reputable rare rewards and respectable rare ramparts. Okay, we're gonna go again with the defenses first. You can see these are somewhat more expensive. Also, I forgot the defenses had the tools. Why? Why? I cannot get tools, but the staff is somewhat weird. Well, okay, you can see these are somewhat expensive. These were what, 300, 200, and now we are at 800,000, 3000 for level 30, 32 rare items. So somewhat better, and definitely might be considered to purchase. Let's see. So what do we have here? Shield, health, infantry armor. Pretty good shield, not gonna lie. That's not bad. Health, splash damage armor. On navy, I'm like, you don't really need the splash damage armor on your naval units that much, because naval units are quite huge and they don't usually get stacked up in one place that that much, so I don't really see the point of this. Okay, it's a good health though. Health, bonus age protection is quite low, so I would say it's nice, but it's not gonna be that huge. Health, melee cavalry armor or medium armor, that's pretty good. You can put this on spearmen, even like any infantry with this can be fine if you're fighting a lot of cavalry, I guess. Light armor, health damage, not bad. Line of sight is kind of pointless. Trait 12% is pretty good. Health, fishing boats. Eh, eh, I don't really think so, but the gathering food is nice. Okay, convert cavalry rate. This is pretty good. Convert cavalry rate is pretty good. 20.6% is a nice number. So if you want to convert cavalry faster, hey, you got your staff over here. It just doesn't have range. That's somewhat bad, but not the worst staff if you ask me. Okay, scepter for Egyptians, pierce armor, empower drop off. I think you usually find something better than this, but yeah, empower drop off is really good. And the tools, the tools got pretty bad. Gathering stone, otherwise okay, I guess. Let's see the rewards then. Anti-infantry arrows, pretty good actually. Not bad numbers. 9% damage? That's actually pretty high damage. What? On arrows with second stat? That's pretty good actually. Damage crit chance, pretty good bow, like really high damage. Javelin with and movement speed practically doesn't exist. Oh boy, that's really low movement speed, that's kinda bad. Javelin is not bad though, pretty good damage. Why do we have second tool here? What? Why do we have second tool here? I need 1100. It's bad on wood, but you also get construction speed. But less wood. Somewhat okay, I guess. But I would rather have more wood, to be honest. But yeah, it's definitely better than the other one in my opinion. Okay, heavy spear with cavalry armor. Okay, it's somewhat more defensive. It's pretty okay spear. Why not? Axe with infantry armor. That's fine. A lot of the axe wielding units are anti-infantry, so getting the additional armor can be fine. Damage line of sight sounds more like a scout sword, but the damage is pretty good, not the worst one. Throwing arm, pretty good. Palintoron throwers can be just fine. Ram hat, pierce armor damage. Most of the rams and ram wielding units have pretty good pierce armor. Yeah, ram siege towers, ram ships, pretty good pierce armor already there. So it adds up a lot of the extra survivability against pierce damage, but do you really need it? That's a question. And firepot with crit chance. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. Not the worst. Yeah, these rare items are already something that could be considered if you have the extra coin to spend on those. But I think you still don't really need those. Although at this point it might be better if you're going for something like Well of Earth Quest or the Athens. You might need some additional gear, so if you're going for those quests, yeah, these items are here. Okay, let's go for this one before the epic ones. That's the staffs and slings, or staves and slings, I guess. And these offer just slings and staves. So we got the uncommon sling level 27, pretty okay damage. Level 30 sling, minus 10% cost and 12.7%. So it's rather cheaper slinger. What's the point though? I feel like I would rather have this link over this link. I don't really feel like you need this one. Okay, this one is... Yeah, if I had to choose, I would choose this one. Why would I go with this one where I can have much more effective slingers? Much better option with this one in my opinion. And really high damage on this one. So yeah, final choice is obviously the best. If you need some sling, obviously. You don't really want to use slingers that much. They are not one of the strongest units in the game, but they can be nice early for some pierce damage support. So why not give them just pure damage at that point, right? At least. Okay. I think this is the same one, right? Yeah, that's pretty much the same one. Why do we have this stuff here? Anyway. Okay, like I said, this one is really bad because it doesn't do that much. Then we have level 33, hang on. Yeah, this was 33, so it's the same stuff. Interesting. I might consider, I might suggest like removing at least from one of these stores, at least from these, because why then we have these same items at these store, at this store? I don't get it. Okay. It's the same thing. Okay, this one. Okay, maximum range. That's a pretty good one. That's pretty good stuff to consider, and also cheaper than this one. I would rather pick this one because range obviously helps against everything, but if you want to convert the cavalry, this is here, but more expensive. Last one, cheaper priest. Okay, cheaper priest, but they are not much better at anything. So, well, it's level 22. That's not. Still, why bother with this? I would rather have better range or conversion rate than this. So, if I had to say, slings are nice if you don't have anything better. Staves, just this one, I guess. Okay, let's move on to the epic stores. So we have the elegant epic escutcheons and exquisite epic edges. Oh boy. Now these are somewhat considerable. You should consider looking at these items because at level 40 they'll get they'll be available to you if you have to store, obviously. If you don't have to store, global market is there. So what do we have about these? So blessed lion height covers, health, pierce armor, splash damage armor. Health is good. Pierce armor, well, if you are gonna consider this on your naval units, then obviously you'll be fighting a lot of the arrow ships, and if you get too close to the coast, defenses as well. So pierce armor can be useful. I think there is better armor plating for naval units than this. So I don't really feel like you need this. Anything else like siege? I don't think you need this on siege. I think it's better to grab other armor plating than this one, but if you want something cheap, it's there. This shield, health, infantry armor, snare resist. I like the infantry armor about this one, and the health is also pretty good. Quite cheap as well. There is also some legendary version of this shield, but obviously it's much more expensive. So if you're looking for cheaper alternative, this is pretty good shield in my opinion. Gibbs Blessed Walls. What do we have here? Infantry armor, health, bonus extraction. Not bad walls. If you just want defensive walls, I guess these are just fine to use. Okay, health. I think health on some other items is giving you much more value than the bonus range protection and the infantry armor overall. So once you get some legendary wall, it's gonna be better than this in my opinion. But again, it's cheap, just need to store. Okay, this is a really good cloth armor. Health, pierce armor, bonus range protection. A really good pierce. Oh, excuse me. Really good defensive stats. Health is pretty good. It's also quite comparable to legendary cloth armors, which have like 64.6% on average. So already just small difference between those. That is nice. Pierce armor, you'll see a lot of defenses. You will see some ranged units that are annoying. Pierce armor is a nice addition. And bonus range protection, hey, your unit is more resistant to their counters. So definitely, I wouldn't say put this on priests or villagers or ranged units at all. I would say it's really nice for like Celtic infantry or Norse infantry. Really nice there. If you're looking for some nice cloth armor. Then we have Cuirass of Achilles. That is health, melee cavalry armor, and bonus damage protection. It's not bad. You'll definitely find better health with legendary items. But it's a nice medium armor on something like Spearman, maybe Hoplites. So it's okay to use, in my opinion. Light armor. The Ajax is arrow-proof gorget. Health, crush armor, pierce armor. Health is pretty okay. You'll definitely see higher values. Pierce armor, if you want pierce armor really on your cavalry units, I think it's better just grab Sargon later on. Crush armor, it can depend. Like if I had to put this on like Sarisophoroi that has no crush armor, that can help a lot. Obviously, cavalry units typically have some base crush armor, so this addition is gonna be really good, increasing even more their crush HP. Do you really need it? That's up to you to decide. I think it's gonna be better to just grab Sargon, but it's definitely nice light armor you can use. Okay, merchant gear, health 61.6%, cost minus 3.2%. Cost is nice if you want this on caravans, but you don't really need this merchant gear unless you're doing something with merchant transports. Like some really tough to kill merchant transports. I don't know why would you want that, but it's an option. Do you need this? No, you don't really need this, but if you're doing something funny, hey, it's there. Okay, nets, movement speed, that's pretty good. Ship's bonus damage. I mean, I saw people mentioning like some weird stuff about fishing boats fighting enemy navy. There are better nets for that, but I don't know why would you want that. Why? And gathering food 8.8%. Not bad nets if you ask me. Like the movement speed is really nice. If you're going for long distance fishing, which can be really useful in something like Fabi Legendary Quest with the movement speed. Do you really need it? I think it's fine to use. Like if you really want the movement speed over the gathering food, yeah, this is a great option. There's also some other fishing nets available to you at level 40, so if you don't have the coins for those, this is really good fishing net, if you ask me. 1750 coins. Yeah, not bad. Okay, this stuff, movement speed, it's small number, okay. Damage, convert calorie rate. If you compare it to the rare stuff, you'll see that you are getting less conversion, right? Less conversion and even less damage for that small number of movement speed. 1.4% for this. Seriously, grab the rare one. If you feel like this is worth, just grab the rare one. Much cheaper and better values. You don't really need the movement speed because priests are usually standing when they are converting. Why would you need the movement speed? And the scepter, empower drop off, healing, and train 8. This is epic version of the Pharaoh scepter. Literally just slightly weaker. So if you're planning to get the Pharaohs, you have cheaper alternative here. Pretty good scepter. If you find cheap Pharaoh, grab the Pharaoh, obviously. Okay, what else we got here? So, I think those are like the main stores. Few stores that I have to mention are these, which are like decorations. I mentioned them in the last video about the Empire points. You unlock these through the Empire Bazaar. You pay the Empire points, you'll get access to these, and you'll find some blueprints. And you can buy these and just decorate your city. You can see like bushes and stuff like that, statues, all that stuff. Also, I need to mention with this, Vanity Island also offers some kind of decorations. You won't. I don't think you can get any Vanity item directly from Vanity Island for coins, but you will find the stores have also something to offer for coins. These decorations are option there as well. Okay, I think that's all the stores. Now we're going for the special store, which is the Moe Mystorium. I was talking about this one previously. So Moe Mystorium is a special kind of store where you spend coin for a random item of a specific level. So you can buy level 5, level 10, 15, and so on. It adds 5 levels per tier, okay? And they offer you a way to get these legendary items, which I would not really worry about unless you're really rich with coins, because getting one of these items can cost you like 1 million coins. I think on average it should cost you like 700,000 coins right now. But you can see what I'm meaning. It's very expensive to get those items. What you can do with Moe Mystorium is if you're looking for some low level item, sounds very specific. I think if you do take a look at this Tunic of Turin, it has a rare version. I think it's level 10 chest. So you would buy level 10 chest to get the rare version of that item. And that's definitely gonna be easier to get than the legendary version, and the difference is not that huge to be honest. So if you're looking for some specific level items, Moe Mystorium is there. Obviously it's gonna cost you, so don't do it too early. Do it when you are already somewhat rich. You have few 100,000 coins possible. And also you have the lucky chest here, which is like you pay 500 coins for a chance to earn back some high number of coins. Eh, it can be. Don't do it, okay? It's just like a casino, okay? Bad gamble, okay? You buy the chest for 500, you'll get back like 100 at best. If you're really unlucky, it can be just one coin, okay? Really bad gamble. Don't do this when you don't have that many coins. Do it when you're rich, okay? That's all I have to say about Moe Mystorium. Don't do it only when you're rich enough. If you're looking for some non-legendary items at specific levels, bring a few coins with you. That's all I have to say about Moe Mystorium. Okay, I had to switch the civs because there is few differences when you're playing as a premium civ or a pro civ. If you don't know what pro civ is, it's the civ where you start with in level 20. So Norse, Persians, and Babylonians, and soon to be added Indians are also announced to be pro civ. So yeah, there are a few differences. Number one, general store. This one offers these two rare items. Also, you can see bandit cavalry as well. I don't think there is anything else. No. So yeah, these two items, and like I mentioned, general stores you can find in other cities as well. So if you go to Well of Earth, you'll find this general store there as well. So it will offer you these two items plus the consumable as well. Do you really need them at level 20? I mean, nice boost. Do you need them this early? I don't think so. But if you feel like, yeah, labor gear is really nice. Actually, minus 4% training time on your villagers or caravans. That can help you. So yeah, that's general store. I think there is something about the recipe store. Yes, recipe store offers you 3 additional stores for purchase. Only available to the pro safes. Other than that, it's just the same recipes as before. So you'll find the advanced general store, advanced recipe store, and advanced crafting store. And we have them here. Okay, so let's start with which one is the general? Okay, so advanced general store. As you know, pro civs don't have like this second big city they can visit. Like Greeks have Mycanae, Romans have Capua, and so on. So they don't. So the pro civs wouldn't be able to get access to these uncommon materials. And so yeah, they get these advanced stores. So in general store, what do you get? Uncommon film. I mean, nice H1 advisor, why not, right? Some consumables if you like to use them, but don't. Okay, uncommon materials if you need them, they're here. And rare warehouse. So if you need more space in your inventory, obviously you have the rare version of the warehouses here. So again, if you don't have the empire points for the vault expansion and you need some item slots in your inventory, you can just grab this rare warehouse and build that one instead of the uncommon or common one. Okay, recipe store. What would you expect? You'll find some additional recipes here. So some items, if you want them, they're here. Okay, and some consumables as well. Then we have the advanced crafting store, and this is where you purchase the uncommon material recipes for your common workshops, as well as the uncommon workshops. Or rare is it? It's rare? I thought it was uncommon. Well, it's rare, I guess. Oh boy. Yeah, so if you want the more advanced materials, that's where you get the blueprints for those. Yeah, I don't think there is. I know in Zabo you can find the recipe, so I think it's the advanced one that you can find in Zabo. Other than that, I don't think there is anything else. So we will move on to another city then. Okay, so now let's move on to Mycanae. Is a city available to Greeks only. Okay, so you need to play as Greeks. You'll get access to these stores. So now let's see what we have here. Let's start with this one, armor store. Pretty much you'll find the same stuff as the previous one. It's just here you'll find higher level items. So we have the shield, health pierce armor if you need it, medium armor, health, light armor, health, cloth armor, just health, and wall health. I think it's the same stuff. Well, most of it is just the same stuff. You'll find it at the general store. But you also have these rare items only here. So we have the spiked armor, which gives damage, bonus damage protection. If you need the damage, okay. But as Greeks, I don't really feel like you want this. Okay. Okay, light armor, health, bonus damage protection. That's pretty nice. Light armor. That could be considered. Level 17. Okay. And health pierce armor. That's pretty good pierce armor, not gonna lie. I would ignore the health. I would say go with the pierce armor if you want it. Other than that, eh. Not the worst though. At this level, if you feel like you need the items, not bad. Okay, these are the crafting store, which is the same stuff as the advanced recipe store, was it? No, advanced crafting store, that's what it was. For the pro civs that we mentioned, so same stuff. Okay, general store. This is pretty much similar. So what do we have here? Philon. We have the advisor units for somatophylax. Veterans, okay. If you like advisor units, hey, why not? They are pretty good for early quests, so why not? Some consumable materials and rare warehouse. So, yeah, this is similar to the advanced general store. We just have the advisor here. Then we get the recipe store, which I guess is the same. Yeah, I think it's about the same as the advanced recipe store. And then we have the weapon store, so weapons, nice common ones. Then we have the special uncommon ones. So what do we have here? Light spear, damage, critical hit, for hoplite. Not the worst. Okay, you don't want this really. We have the Mycanae heavy gloves here, level 17, which is few levels lower than the from the general store for the pro civs. That one is level 20 if I remember. So I would wait few levels and then buy the level 21 rather than this one, okay? And then the engineering for health, damage and increased cost. I would wait few levels because at level 20 you will get access to Northern Hold where you will find much better engineering accessory than this one. So I guess the spear is probably the only thing here that would be worth mentioning. Okay, let's move on to the Nubian outpost then. Or rather Nubian Expedition. I mess up that name. Okay, so what do we have here? So Nubia recipe store. It's gonna be the same as the Mycanae store, so that's the same stuff from there. Okay, general store. The difference is we get the desert archer advisor instead of somatophylax. Okay, and also the consumable is different. This one is archers, not the. I think hoplites is it? Okay, armor. Yeah, the shield is pretty much the same. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same as the Mycanae, but the rare items are different. So the medium armor, health, line of sight. Since this is available only to Egyptian, I'm like, health is nice. So if you don't have something better than line of sight, yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely better than this one. Pure health, light armor, not bad. And then we have health, movement speed. Movement speed is quite low, so if you have better health or health and something else than this low number of movement speed, might be better that item than this. Oh my god. Okay, weapon store. Then we got the same stuff: sling, axe, spear. This is slightly different because as Egyptian you don't use swords, so I can see why we have axe here instead of sword. And sling is instead of the javelin, so that's the difference here. But it seems to have the same values pretty much, so not much difference. Don't really need those. Let's see. Conversion resistance. I mean, I don't remember. Are you really fighting this early against priests? I don't remember. I don't think you are. Actually, I don't remember any priest. You don't see priests in quests often. But if you feel like you're fighting a lot of priests and you hate losing your units to them, it's an option. Okay, religious item, minus cost plus training time. No, not worth it. Great axe, damage cost. I mean, if you don't have something better, it's pretty okay. Cost is too low to be considered really good. Soldier's gear, minus cost training time, don't do that. Okay. Well, you might use it on spearmen, but anything that takes too long to train, yeah, don't do that. But spearmen should be fine. Anything else? Crafting, same stuff as before. I think we can move on to Massalia now. Okay, Massalia, here we are. So obviously, recipe store, same stuff. Crafting, same stuff. General store, we just get the different advisor unit, advisor, and slightly different console palette. Other than that, it's just the same. So now let's see. Armor store. Yeah, pretty much the same. Then we got the rare one. So we have health and cavalry armor. This is available only to Celts, so 4 horsemen, not the worst light armor, but not needed that much. And walls with health and pierce armor. Yeah, I wouldn't really care. I wouldn't really care about walls, to be honest. Okay, weapons, we have axe, bow, and arrows. Only these three? With a shorter list, but okay. So we got the sword with health, health damage, and critical hit chance. If we compare to like, I think bow is better. Yeah, very good sword, not the worst. It's definitely okay this early. Torque, health damage, that seems fine, like damage on your ranged units is more important than the health. But it's fine to have health as well this early since you won't have that much range. So why not? Warhorn damage and movement speed. And this is pure damage Warhorn. Yeah, the pure damage. This is such a low movement speed too, like even consider the item. Much better choice is this Warhorn. Okay, and now we move on to the Capua? Yes, it is Capua. Okay. So let's see, we got the general store where we have Gladius the Glorious, okay, specific one, and Phalanxes, so from Greeks for some reason. But yeah, it's about the same, just the Gladius. Recipe store is the same. Crafting, it's gonna be the same. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Okay, armor store. Yeah, pretty much same stuff. What do we have here? Armor plating, health, maximum range, movement speed. Pretty good this early, to be honest. Range is not bad actually. Nice addition. So yeah, it's okay. Health and damage. Medium armor. That's pretty good for something like Centurion, Legionary, Scorpio, even Spearman. Like, yeah, sure, this is pretty good. Medium armor. Shield, health, and damage. I guess that's pretty good to use. Why not? Yeah, these rare items seems to be legit. Okay, this one is fuller than the Celtic one. Oh boy. So yeah, javelin, swords, light spear, bow, arrows, and sling. Okay, something. And we have heavy spear with calorie bonus damage. So more offensive, definitely worth to use on spearmen. Why not? More pain, it's just for galley horsemen. Pure damage, okay. Belly bow, damage maximum range. Just for your scorpions. Sure, if you feel like you want it or need it. Banner, health, melee cavalry armor, and pierce armor. Not bad, not bad. Don't really need it that much, but okay. I guess the spear is fine. And yeah, that's all in Capua. So I guess we are now moving on to the level 20 cities, starting with Argos. Okay, Argos. There's quite a bunch of stores here. So let's start with this advisor store. Here you'll find uncommon version of advisors. Most of them are H3 and H4, right? Yeah, that's pretty much all you'll find. So yeah, Pamphilos pretty good, Amon pretty good, Onesiphorus pretty good, Sophia pretty good. So start there. Ptolemais for Greeks, David Sandalmaker for Egyptians, Timo, good, and Namor and Telepolis, engineer medias. So some advisor units for Greeks and Egyptians. So yeah, definitely you have nice advisors here for you to use. So yeah, if you're missing them, why not? Argos Construction Store. We got some nice city decorations here. Cows from Argos. Yeah, you can pretty much drop those. Argos statue. I think that the rare ones are dropping properly, so you should be able to get them from chests. But if you can't wait for them, well, they're here. And then we have the Spartan Academy and Library of Pergamum, which are uncommon, but you can see they are somewhat expensive. I think this is the library. Yeah, this is the library. So you can see library here. I don't think I saw Spartan Academy here. I don't remember what it looks like. But yeah, somewhat expensive. These two don't drop from chest. I don't remember seeing them being dropped. I don't have them, so Yeah, you won't probably find them here. Argos recipe store, which offers only consumables. So no, thank you. Armor store. This is let's see. So health, pierce armor shield for level 20. Yeah, okay. Medium armor, health, health. Yeah, just seems okay. It's not the worst. I think you'll have better than this already. Usually, cloth armor, health bonus, and protection much better than the uncommon one. Not bad. Okay, health, splash damage, armor. For your cavalry units, splash damage, armor. I don't really feel like you need splash damage armor. It's just how often do you actually see units with splash? That's my question. I don't really feel like you need it, but health is nice. Okay, medium armor, health, snare resist. Yeah, I don't really care about snare resist, but if you care, okay. Health, maximum range, pretty good plating if you ask me. And also pretty cheap. If you want the maximum range on your naval units, or maybe even siege, sure. For Palinton, definitely good this early. Health, line of sight. It's quite small line of sight to like being good on watch posts, but yeah, I don't really feel like you need this. Okay, Argos General Store. We have some consumables. Then we have also the advanced uncommon materials here for purchase. So if you are producing higher rarity, it's better to just buy the low rarities. So here you will find the uncommon ones here. If you want the rare or epic ones, you need to craft those. If you feel like you need the uncommon ones, you don't really need to craft them if you already have some coins for those. But if you want to save coins, why not? Okay, Argos epics. There might be some nice items. Let's see. Light spear damage, cavalry armor, infantry armor. That seems like weaker version of the light spear of the king. It's not bad to be honest, but do you need it? It's okay to use if you ask me. But you don't really need it. You don't really need it. But it's okay if you feel like you don't have better light speed right now. So why not? Health, melee infantry armor, snare resist. Not the worst. Damage, health, sword. I guess it's pretty good. Why not? Why not? If you're looking for some toughness for your units, why not? Put it on your like Hippospist. Nice sword, why not? Medium armor, health, infantry bonus damage. For 600, that's a pretty good medium armor for something like Scorpio if you ask me. It can be fine on Hippospist early, but later I would replace it with something with more health. But on something like Scorpio, using it mainly against infantry, why not? Then we have damage, critical hit chance, billings bonus damage, bow. Eh, I mean damage is good. Do I really care about the bonus damage against buildings? Nah, not really. Light armor, it's fine to use the bow, okay? If you feel like you want it, it's fine, but I wouldn't say it's the number one bow at all. Light armor, health, infantry armor, bonus range protection. That's a pretty good light armor if you ask me. What's the worst enemy of cavalry? Spearman. Let's go. Easy answer why this is pretty good light armor. So yeah, if you want some nice light armor, Sure, why not? Heavy spear damage, line of sight is a nice bonus counter. It's a pretty good spear. That's a pretty good spear. Line of sight is like, who cares? But sure, why not? And then we have the Argos Gold Shield, which is less health, more infantry armor than the one from the uh, Epic Defenses store from the capital city. It's slightly different version, yeah. Better infantry armor, which is something I don't like about this, but less health. Okay, now we have the weapon store, which is axe damage. Okay, okay. I mean, at level 20, this seems low number to me, but if you have nothing better, then sure. I guess buildings bonus damage. Didn't I see this one before? I might have. Yeah, you don't really need these. I think the Epic store is the one that's really worth mentioning here, and the Advisor store. If you need the gear, if you want decorations, sure. Yeah, some of these items are quite nice. Okay, one thing I need to mention, I think it's the recipe store and the general store. I think in the general store. Those two stores are available in Babylon as well, if I remember. Yes. I got it here. Yeah, they are also available in Babylon. So if you want to visit them, you don't really have to go to Argos necessarily if you're already in Babylon. That's all I have to say. Okay, let's move on to the Northern Hold. And there are some nice items here actually. As well, why not? I think... Okay, let's see, the armor store. So what do we have here? Nets, level 24. Eh, pretty good movement speed, really bad gathering food, so I would say skip it unless you want the movement speed. This light armor is really nice. Health and pierce armor. That pierce armor is really high. I think it's at this stage it is one of the highest. I think it might be even the highest pierce armor you'll find in the game. Overall, it's even higher than what Sargon offers. So pretty good pierce armor. Obviously, later armors are gonna be better because of higher health. Shield, health, movement speed. Health is nice. Movement speed, it's still pretty low, but hey, it's there. If you like movement speed, sure. Okay, this is the engineering accessory I was mentioning before. This one gives health and damage without increasing the cost. So in my opinion, this is the best thing until level 40, and this is available at level 20. So I recommend grab this for your main siege units. Or rather all of them. I would say all of them, but if you're at level 20 for the first time, you don't have that many coins available to you, yeah, grab one for your main siege unit. So if you're using Palintones, it's fine to use. If you're using Ballistas, it's fine to use. Why not? It's really good. Without increasing cost, and siege is already expensive. Really great engineering accessory. I would even suggest using this one over the ones that increase the cost. Because why would you increase the cost when you have this? Okay, heavy wall, pure health. So if you're looking for the defense, I think this is the best thing you can get at level 21. Do you really need it? No. But if you want to put it on your defensive buildings, like fortress, great option. Workers' cloth. Put this on villagers. At level, what is this, 25? At level 25, getting the additional wood is really nice. I don't think you'll find any better cloth armor, maybe? I don't remember what the food ones are dropping at, so I think at level 25 you won't find anything better, but if you have the food ones and you prefer the food, those exist and they are dropping. But this is obviously this is the best if you don't have those. Okay, let's see. Weapon store. So we have bow with damage, building bonus damage. Yeah, I would skip this. You don't need a bonus damage against buildings with ranged units. Ranged units are better just against units. Against buildings, it's like, it's so weird because pierce damage is so low anyway. I would skip it. This spear, this is pretty good damage, level 22. Why not? This one is pretty good. Ram had 22.5 damage and 43.2% bonus damage against buildings. If you put this on Ram, this is the best damage you can get at level 22 this early. Oh my god. Remember, Rams, or at least most of them, can attack only buildings. So this is like, I don't know, 70% extra damage for the Rams. That's so much at level 22 for just 450 coins. If you wanna try Rams a little bit, try putting this on them. You might be surprised how good this is. Okay, throwing arm, damage, critical hit chance, maximum range. If I remember correctly, most of the units using throwing arm have splash damage, and because of that the critical hit chance is not as good because it does the critical damage only against the main target. So the additional targets won't take the critical damage. So that's kind of bad, but damage range is nice. So yeah, if you don't have anything better, sure. Stuff. Cause damage. Nah, you don't really need it. You don't really need it. No. No need for this one. Tools. For epic tools, I feel like these numbers are quite low, to be honest. I think you already have better tools than this, but if you don't have for some reason, these are here. And these arrows are pretty nice. Damage, range, crit chance. Really good arrows this early, why not? What else we got here? General store, is there anything worth? Okay, so this is pretty much the same as the general store in Argos. I don't remember if the consumables are the same as well, but here you'll find two more things. So walls, inventory armor, health. I mean, why wouldn't you have access to this epic one? I don't see really point in that except it being really cheap, but not really great. And then yeah, movement speed boots. It's small, but it can be nice. But I wouldn't go. I wouldn't say go and buy it for all of your units. You don't really need this. Save your coins. You don't need this. Materials and such can be nice. Okay, now let's move on to, and I don't know where. Okay, let's go with Tarsos. So here you'll find the general store, like I mentioned, with the pro civ general stores. It's the same one, okay? That you find in the Persian capital and such, just a specific version. There is this store, Bahram's bulk bundles, which is full stack of materials that you can find in some stores, depending. If you look hard enough, you'll find a store that offers these materials. So yeah, you have the common ones which you can find in general stores in your home city, full stack. I think this is actually a little bit more expensive, but at least you don't have to click so many times to just get these. Then we have the uncommon ones. So these you could find in Mycanae and such stores here. Then we have these garnet work tools. We saw them in Argos, Northern Hold and Babylon. And then we have these rare ones which you can find in Cyprus, and we'll get to that one. Now, since we are in Tarsos already, I need to mention this. So, Bahram's lottery. This is another way to spend your coins, and that's by buying tickets at this lottery. Now, at the end of the week, two winners are being selected. So, depending on how many tickets, the higher chance you will have. And if you win, you either win the jackpot of these coins, so it's another way for you to earn coins. I think I forgot to mention this, but since it's about being lucky to be picked, I wouldn't really consider this a good income of coins. Okay, it's just so relying on luck. If you somehow win, that's a lot of coins for you to earn. Now, when you're purchasing these tickets, you're also getting tokens that you can spend on selecting one of these four items. The four really stupidly strong items, okay? Yeah, and I forgot to mention, the second winner gets one of these items as well. So, yeah, you either win the coins or you win one of those items. If you're not winning, you're at least getting tokens, which is maximum 1500 per week. And every week the winners are chosen, okay? Yeah, if you buy the tokens, if you have enough tokens, you need 10,000 of those. So if you know how to count it, that's 10 million coins spent here. Then you can pick one of these items. And like I said, stupidly overpowered. Avoid them because I feel like they're somewhat of a cheat code. Well, not really that hard cheat code, but yeah, you will see the power if you just pick the smelly boot. Oh boy. Doesn't smell healthy enough. Okay. So that was Tarsos. Now let's move on to, I think we can start selecting it from this. So we've been in Tarsos. Let's go Cyprus, okay? Because here we can get at the level 30, but it's also really useful at level 40. So general store. Let's start here. So some consumables and the rare materials mentioned at the Bahram's bulk bundles. So looking for some rare materials, don't have enough for the whole bundle, just go to Cyprus. Okay, Cyprus equipment. So what do we find here? So movement speed, health, that's okay for uncommon item. Health damage, not bad. Okay, pretty good gathering, not bad, and also construction speed, not bad too. So yeah, if you're looking for some really cheap, at this point I'm like, do you really need this? I'm gonna say it again. Usually, you'll find something better than these already. You already have something better than these, and so you don't really need to buy them. So at this point, it's rather do you spend your coins at level 40 on these. This one, ah, you don't really want the lower movement speed, light spear. Didn't we see better or about the same damage from light spear? I don't remember. But this one is, oh god, no, don't buy this, don't buy this. Light armor, this seems fine, somewhat. Okay, damage, critical hit chance, health, arrows. I mean, if you want the health, I think there are better arrows than this. Not, not with that much damage, I guess. So, I don't really feel like you need these arrows that we have. Damage, health, bow. Seems fine on something like Fortress. So okay, there are definitely more expensive choices as well, but also better. And we have this heavy spear. That is, I think this is the highest health you can get on heavy speed. So this spear is gonna be number one choice for your uh, war dogs as Norse, because you won't get any higher health. And war dogs with health, that goes really well if you already have Lemon the legendary advisor. So getting the extra health is really nice. So this spear for your war dogs, really good. Other than that, eh, I mean, it's better to just have the damage on your units, but if you want the health for some reason, okay. And this medium armor, pretty good health, cost is just a small bonus. I think you will find something better than this. The Apocalypse breastplate and the Anubis breastplate, is it? Those offer better stats than this. Okay, and now final legendary store at the Cyprus. Okay, there are definitely some nice items. Let's see. Damage maximum range. I like this arrows, but I think it's better to switch for something like Darkness or the Ice King because they offer damage range just slightly lower. The difference is very small, and then also another stat, so like bonus versus infantry. Why not? Snare, why not? But really good arrows. Anyway, if you don't have those arrows yet, then yeah, definitely good arrow. I would probably grab one or two early, but you can see these items are already quite expensive, so you might need some number of coins for these. But there are also some cheaper alternatives to these items, so we'll see them, and then you will be able to beat Marion with them and earn your coins. So yeah, this bow, damage critical hit chance, like it's not bad bow, but I think you're just better off with the epic bow you get from chests, so not really needed. And the difference in damage output is very small. it's it's minimal, to be honest. Okay, this whole staff, best healing you're gonna get. There is also one more staff that is craftable that offers slightly less healing, but instead of damage, I think it gives movement speed, which is more useful than the damage. But yeah, if you want the highest healing, this is the number one staff. So for something like Clinicus, Druid, best staff you can get. Sword, same thing with the bow. There is the Warper Blade epic sword. That just if you get really good value on that one, the difference between that and this sword is just gonna be so small you won't even notice it. Bellerophon. So health, cavalry armor, and snare resist. If you care about snare resist, then this is your shield. If you want the cavalry armor, obviously. If you don't want snare resist, there's also one craftable epic shield that gives much more cavalry armor, like 22-23% I think, but also slightly less health, like 5-6%. I think it's somewhere around 6% if you get really good one. It's pretty good shield. If you care about the snare resist, yeah, go ahead. Okay, Gorget, health, and melee cavalry armor. So if you want the cavalry armor, that's the only light armor you're gonna get as an option here. Okay, definitely great health if you ask me. So looking for cavalry armor, this is your choice. Looking for pierce armor, wait for Sargon or buy it on global market. I need to show you global market also later. Okay, heavy spear of Enkidu, damage health. I mean, this definitely offers great damage, but with really small number of health. The health is somewhat low. I think you'll find better spears than this, like better options than this. So don't really spend it on this. But if you want the health, let's be honest, Zach's light or like Zach's heavy spear or the heavy spear of piercing frost are better options than this heavy spear, no matter what. So I wouldn't really spend my coins on this one. Okay, medium armor, really good health, and also snare resist. Like I said, if you care about the snare resist, this is your medium armor. But I think there are better medium armors than this. Don't want this. I would recommend this, but nah, seriously, just grab the Alexander breastplate once you get it. Just go to Delos and buy the Delian Archon for maximum health. I wouldn't really bother with this medium armor. Okay, health, movement speed. Don't. That movement speed, that's a huge number. Okay, that's a huge number. Don't buy this, no matter what. Maybe there's gonna be some rework in the future. Who knows? Maybe something will happen with him. You know, like who would want this? Seriously. And then this armor plating, health and crush armor. I honestly like this armor plating on my fire ships and ram ships. Definitely a great choice for those since I prefer the crush armor on them. Ships don't have natural crush armor, so crush armor is really nice. And like I'm not really worried about the pierce armor since there is the ships usually have 0.5 base pierce armor, so already start with a lot of pierce armor plus you get the armory upgrades, just not for the crush armor. And fire ships, they also have their champion upgrade that lowers the bonus damage. So like defenses don't do really that much damage to fire ships. So I'm not really worried about the pierce. So in my opinion this is a really great choice. It helps against the enemy fire ships, siege boats, ram ships, which hurt the most to be honest. So I really recommend this one for the defensive build or like defensive stats for your fire ships. Really good, very good plating. There's also another one later. I guess that's all from Cyprus. Let's move on to, and so we got Cyprus. I'm gonna save Sparta Crete for later. What did they mentioned? So I guess Rome. Let's go Rome. And Rome also has a legendary store there. I think it also has some advisor store there as well. So let's go right here on the right. Let's start here. Rome General Store. That's pretty much the same as Cyprus. So I guess I don't remember Romans having this, but okay. So the Romans also have the same store as Cyprus. So General Store is there. Rome Construction Store. There's one really expensive sheep. No. Just no. That's a lot of coins. That's a waste. Better do the quest to gather the materials for the sheep. Yeah. Where is that? Advisor store. Yeah, if you're looking for some advisors that you don't have and would love to have at least uncommon version, this is the option. Okay. There are some nice choices. So yeah, looking for advisors, here's another store. Let's go with the legendary store then. So legendary store, what do we have here? Belly bow, 60.4% damage, so maximum general damage. If you're looking for maximum damage, yeah, definitely best option if we are talking about in general. But I think on something like Gastrafes, you still want the range because why wouldn't you, right? They need to stay behind, and with this, their range is not the highest. And Gastrafes is somewhat squishy unit if you just put pure damage on them. So no thank you, better have some range. Scorpios? Scorpios have a little advantage because they have very high pierce armor since they are considered siege. So for Scorpios, this is fine. I think Scorpio is like the only option here, but it's also pretty expensive by the bow. These are very expensive items, okay? I wouldn't really recommend spending your coins here this early. It's rather something very late, and some of these are like, eh, who cares? Okay, this holy staff, this is a good one. Maximum range and convert calorie rate. This is the better version of the rare stuff we've seen before in the rares defensive store and the staves and slings. So definitely really good stuff if you're looking for the calorie conversion rate with the addition of maximum range, which is definitely more useful than the damage, since damage is good only against huntables, okay? So definitely great holy staff if you're looking for the calorie rate. Some epic ones offer different conversion rate. I don't think they offer that much range, so range is also very good. Good stuff for sure. If you want it, unless you prefer more range from like the other stuffs, staves, it's a really good stuff. Okay, light armor, health, infantry armor. Infantry armor, really good, since you will most likely see spearmen in legendary quests when you're going with cavalry. So infantry armor is a nice thing for your cavalry units. Depends what cavalry unit we are talking about though. It might be better to just grab the cavalry armor if you're using something like Carafact or Lancers. You're not really worried about those two cavalry units when fighting infantry, because they do pretty well against infantry. Why bother with additional infantry armor and just not worry about the Gallic horsemen, right? Okay, light spear, damage, infantry bonus damage. Honestly, I don't really see need for the infantry bonus damage. Like, most of the units that use light spear are rather defensive one, like Hoplite, Sparta, Shield Bearer. Obviously, there are some offensive units with light spear, but the only unit I would consider putting this on would be the war elephants when dealing with enemy infantry, and that's like the only unit I would consider this on. Otherwise, I wouldn't really bother with this. Shield of Aeneas, it's the same as the one in Cyprus. The difference is this offers infantry armor instead. So, if you like the Bellerophon shield, then this is just its different version. It's a good shield if you like it, if you like the snare resist. But I wouldn't really care about this. And it also looks bad. Like, look at this. Oh my god. Oh god, it's so ugly. Oh, don't put this on Hippo's fist. Oh boy, it looks terrible. Ramhead. Damage, pierce armor, and pretty good pierce armor if you ask me. I wouldn't really consider this on something like Battering Ram or Siege Towers because those already have really good pierce armor, although the effectiveness obviously is gonna be really high on those. I would consider putting this on ram ships, and in my opinion this might be the best ram head for your ram ships, since ram ships, sure, they do some additional damage against buildings, but they are not fighting buildings all the time. They're rather fighting something like arrow ships. And guess what? They need to get into melee range. So the arrow ships will be firing at them. And those do what? Pierce damage. So for your ram ships, definitely great choice. And also if there are like defenses nearby, the pierce armor is also really nice. So ram ships is a good option. If anything else, I guess you can put it on like Celtic and Norse ram-like units, because those have lower pierce armor. It's still pretty good pierce armor, but they have slightly lower. So some like small defense boost is not the worst. And Cyprus are also nice options since Cyprus don't have pierce armor at all, so Cyprus could be fine as well. So yeah, ram ships, Cyprus, okay with like Celtic and Norse ram units. Okay, Toga of Romulus, health and pierce armor. Uh, I don't really care about the pierce armor here. I would rather have the Sets Best West over this one if you ask me. And the pierce armor in comparison to other cloth armors having the armor stat is lower. This one has the same value as the bonus damage protection one. So it's lower than the infantry armor or cavalry armor. I would prefer the Sets Best West. I think that one gives you better value than this. But if you feel like you need the highest pierce armor ever, okay, why not? Armor of Augustus, health and infantry bonus damage. So this is just the upgrade for the Argos medium armor. So if you are already putting this on something like Scorpio, and at this stage, Scorpio is probably the only unit I would consider this on. Sure, put this on Scorpio. I wouldn't really put this on melee units. Melee units need the health to survive as long as possible to actually deal the damage. So yes, something with range, why not? Okay, arrows, damage, health. I think this is the highest health you're gonna get, so if you're looking for the health, best arrows. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't really care. Line of sight. I guess line of sight would be okay on ranged units, but at the end you're gonna end up with like Master Assassin's gauntlets. So yeah, don't really bother with equipping this. And I think that's all at Rome. So yeah, we're gonna move on to let's move on to Rhakotis. Rhakotis it is. Okay, Rhakotis. I mentioned they have the general store there, the Egyptian version, but we also got this Rhakotis general store, which is something more. And I see they still have the summer consumables here. Oh boy, yeah, always during summer event. So yeah, also you have the weaker versions for coins. So yeah, some consumables here, but these four legendary items are here. Those are worth mentioning. So robes of TVs, health 87%. That's the highest health you're gonna get. So great in general, and I think it might be even comparable to the uh, cloth armor of Actaeon with the bonus damage protection. Might be about the same. I guess depends on which quests you're playing. If you're playing rather quests where the enemy units have the additional multipliers, I guess Actaeon. I don't remember. I think it's about the same effectiveness at that point. So yeah, TVs might be better otherwise. It's a good cloth armor, but it's also very expensive. 350,000 coins. That's a lot of coins for this one item. And the other three items are also very expensive. So save a lot of coins for these. Okay, sword damage 60.4%. That's the highest damage sword you're gonna get. If you're looking to maximize your damage output, this is your sword. Obviously you have other swords like Zahak's sword, or the Sword of Tiberius. Now it depends. What do you really want from sword? Do you want pure damage? This is your best sword. If you want some survival, some sustain, some survivability, then Zahak with the health regen can help, or just pure health from the Tiberius is also really good actually. But the higher the sustain, the less damage the unit will deal. So choose wisely. Bow, that's the same damage as the sword, that's the highest damage you're gonna get. So unless you don't really care about the maximum range, best bow for you. And throwing arm, damage, same as the bow and sword, plus maximum range, 8.4%. So one thing, this item has low rarity version, which is dropping at level 40 actually, and it's rare even. And this, if you get a really good one, the stats are very comparable. Actually, that the difference is really small again. So instead of spending 275,000 on this one throwing arm, you can do this later once you're rich and you just want to maximize the values of your units. Consider getting the rare version before this, okay? And this throwing arm, in my opinion, is number one for something like ballista, catapults, onagers. These siege units with really good splash damage radius, okay? Those, in my opinion, are the best options for this. Palintoron, it's okay, but Palintoron you want maximum range, so not really the best choice here. And ballista, trident, and the siege bolts in general, I mean, you can, but it's still better to put some range on them than this. So definitely something like Ballista, like I said. Ballista Onager Catapult, really good with this throwing arm. Okay, let's go to Athens. We don't need to visit Athens. Athens have only the general store. Well of Earth. Oh boy, we're getting closer to the end, finally. Oh boy. So Well of Earth, it has the general store, same as the Norse. Okay, we have the Well of Earth supplies. So I have some advisors, uncommon and even common ones. So if you're looking for those and don't really get it, they are this week. Sure, grab them if you want to. Let's see the items. So epic one, religious item, movement speed, training time. For priest, I mean, training time is nice. Why not? If you're going with a lot of priests, why not the training time? Movement speed, it's okay addition. I think it's better to just grab the health religious item that you drop from chest, or just grab the Zahak's idol. I think Zahak's idol is number one right now as a religious item because lower cost, health, and the health regen. Just the health regen just someone replaces the health, so in my opinion the best option you have. But this is nice thing as well. It's not the worst, but I feel like health just does someone more. Okay, great axe, damage, infantry armor. Pretty good values if you ask me. If you want something like champion's axe, then this is like this is it. It's a weaker version, so sure, grab this 3,000 coins. If you have the spare coin, why not? Why not? Good for something like hard jars or maybe even Egyptian axemen, something like that. Okay, medium armor, health, melee infantry armor, maximum range. So this is like the tiers medium armor, the legendary item. This is just for something like Scorpio if you're going for maximum range, but rather better for throwers, so lock throwers, stone throwers. I think this is better option if you're looking for the maximum range. Cheaper alternative to tier 2500. Quite cheap. That's not that expensive. Shield, health, damage, critical hit chance. So much weaker version of the shield of Rostam. That's okay shield, not the worst. But I would rather save the coins and go later for Sparta. There's, in my opinion, better shield than this. But if you're looking for maximum damage, this is really low. I would say for the shield in Sparta. Okay, arrows, damage, maximum range, crit chance. I mean, pretty good stats. I think we saw already arrows like this. Wasn't it in Northern Hold? I think it was in Northern Hold. I think this is just a rare version of those arrows. I don't know if it's weaker or not. If it's weaker, then no. If it's stronger, sure. Why not? It's okay. Okay, tools. Really good gathering rates, if you ask me. That's not the worst, and also building construction speed. So if it's better than what you have, sure. And then we have health and movement speed, cloth armor. Level 30. Nah, I wouldn't really care. I wouldn't really care. Maybe for caravans, but that's it. I would. I wouldn't bother buying this. So close to level 40. Why bother, right? Okay, now we move on to Lodi. I did mention double before. There's only the general store and I think the advanced recipe store. And then only 3 cities left. Oh boy. Man, you can see there's so many stores. Okay, Lodi store. So Etane's burning arrows. Damage, maximum range, bonus damage protection. No, not protection. Bonus damage against ships. So definitely number 1 arrows for your arrow ships to fight against enemy naval units. Because this is the best damage you can get until you get the legendary Commentorius arrows. Because this is just the weaker version of the Commentorius arrows. So yeah, if you don't have Commentorius arrows you can get on your naval units, the arrow ships. Definitely worth the coin. Okay, and it's level 40, so really worth if you ask me. Okay, some advisors, if you're looking for, you don't have them. Okay, consumables, yeah, don't. And that's all in Lodi. So now, yeah, we're moving for the final ones, and that's the Alliance General Stores. So let's start with the Carthage. And here are some nice items. And see, I did mention these vanity items and like these decorations that you can purchase on for the Empire points. And it's all for all 3 alliances is the same. Okay, legendary items here. So armor plating, 86.7%. So I did mention the Cyprus one, in my opinion, is the best one. If you don't care about the crush armor, then this is your second best one for the pure defense for your fire ships. I like this armor plating on my rams to maximize their defensive stats as much as possible. In general, because you don't really see that often units with crash damage on land, but on water they are quite normal. So for rams, I prefer this one. Is it good? Definitely if you're looking for maximum defense. Okay, arrows, 16.7% damage. This is the highest damage you can get in store. And once you have the recipe for the success arrows at the archery crafting school, once you craft those, you'll get even higher damage with additional line of sight. So these arrows are nice, but unfortunately they are better than these. So if you don't really, if you do want the maximum damage right away, then yes, go for it. But other than that, nah, don't really care. And why would you even put these arrows on? Probably something like immortal. I think that's the one choice where I would put it. But defensive buildings, I would prefer like range. So the arrows of Actaeon from the Cyprus store are much better than this. For that, same for like the ranged units. Having the range is really nice addition. Pure damage is not really that great on those, so something like Immortals I guess works fine. Okay, Legion Warlords Greaves, that's pure health, no cost increase, no damage. They are quite expensive, 175,000 per Greaves. I personally like these Greaves since they don't increase the cost, so they are really good in my opinion. And it ends up about being your preference. Do you want to keep farming the coins and then just buy these Greaves, or do you want to farm the Ramses slash Master Assassin's gauntlets? That's your choice, okay? I like these Greaves as the alternative to Master Assassin's gauntlets, as it doesn't increase the cost, doesn't give that much help, but it's small difference and no damage increase. But because I can train more with this, that means I also have higher damage. Now, obviously it depends. It's your choice. I'm not gonna force you into this, okay? I just like this, and if you feel like trying these, sure. But it's gonna cost you a lot of coins, okay? To like put one of these on all of your units. It's gonna take you a while. Okay, the Legion Warlord's Oil Flask. So that's a fire pot with damage and movement speed. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend putting this on your fire ships because there is fire pot that gives you damage. I think it's slightly lower. I think it's like 75%, but it also gives bonus against ships. So overall, much better damage output against ships than with this. Movement speed is nice, so if you prefer movement speed, go ahead. But the difference is like 20% damage overall with the addition of the bonus damage against ships as well. So yeah, pay like 20% damage for 4.2% movement speed. I don't really find it that worth. So in my opinion, it's not really good for fire ships, but it's a good option if you don't have the Hatshep suit. What I think where this might be good, that will be in the future. I think this already was mentioned that the shrine for the Indians will be spawning also some monkeys. One of the monkeys will be using a fire pot. And I think for that monkey, this might be the best option. Unless the monkey, I think the monkey might be also doing some bonus damage against buildings. So unless the third legendary fire pot, which I didn't see really that useful, I didn't find it that useful to be honest, might be also a good option. But I guess depends. What do you expect from that monkey? I guess depends on the damage. I would say it's gonna be the same between this one and the firepot with bonus versus buildings. So that depends. In the future, monkeys maybe. So like one. Okay, sandals for priests. Melee infantry armor 71.5%. You might have seen one of the Cox videos where he actually put a lot of infantry armor on his priestess of Ra, and he would just block the mummies in one of those Halloween legendary quests. I think the one called Dead of the Night, where they go after the horseman at the center, and he would just put the priestesses there, block the entrances, and they would just tank all the mummies coming there because of their high infantry armor combined with the healing. Don't do this, please. It's just a meme build, okay? If you wanna try it, okay, you can buy this, but is it something you should do all the time? No, please don't. Okay, medium armor, health, bonus damage protection, snare resist. If you care about snare resist, okay, but the health and bonus damage protection is quite low, to be honest. I don't find this that worth. It's okay if you wanna use it, but not great at this point. I would rather have the what is it, Anubis breastplate with pure health that you drop from quests. I get. I think that would be much better option than this, or the Delian Archon breastplate. Much better choice than this. Okay, Legion Enforcer's Wheels. I like this one. Health 35.2%, no cost increase. So pure health, I like this on my Rams and Ram-like units. Ours far beyond others. In my opinion, if you're looking for the maximum health, this is the best item you can get. No cost increase. Really great. Okay, Javelin. Damage, maximum range, line of sight. Sounds like something for the Egyptian scout if you ask me. Uh, for Javelin using units, there is definitely better Javelin than this. But if you're level 40, you don't have it, most likely. It's okay, but I wouldn't really spend it on Javelin units because Javelin units most of the times are not that strong. They're okay. Well, some of them are okay, but they are not the greatest units, okay? They are not the number one units you should gear up. It's okay, Javelin, but gear up your Javelin units. It's not really that worth. Okay, Ram head, 61.6 damage, cost 3.2%. Cost is nice, but the damage output in comparison to some other Ram heads is gonna be really low. Like I mentioned before, Rams can attack only buildings. Most of them can attack only buildings. So bonus damage against buildings is gonna be much more useful than this. So yeah, not really that great, but it's okay. Okay, line of sight. Obviously you can put this on your watch post if you don't already have something better. So this is nice that it's here. Tools, really terrible food gathering if you ask me, so no thank you. Reinforced construction of the walls, health damage. This is the highest damage you can get from the walls with also pretty good health. There is one piece of walls that actually gives you even better damage output, but it's through critical chance, and the defense is terrible. There is no health, just small number of infantry armor on those. So I wouldn't recommend those. I would suggest these walls if you don't have Chronos or Walls of the Titans already. Definitely, if you want the highest damage, this is your choice. It's pretty cheap as well, so stuff for your towers, really good. Fishing nets, maximum range, gathering food. I mean, if you don't have damage, what's the point of having range? Nah, not really. They are very cheap. If you want some cheap nests, okay. Okay, we have heavy spear, movement speed, melee cavalry armor. I mean, movement speed is nice, but like, on what unit would you put this? If I put this on spearmen, they won't do any damage. If I put this on programmers, sure they are nice and fast, but how much damage are they gonna do? That's my problem with this spear. No damage. Otherwise, it's you might want to try something weird with this. So if you feel like experimenting something really weird, okay. I don't know what you want to do with that, but okay. Glove armor, line of sight, health. At this point, it's good only for like North Scout if you don't already have the line of sight on them. Otherwise, nah, not really. Okay, let's move on to next one. This list is the Farafra Oasis. So let's see this general store. Okay, so console over Sears walls, pure health. Maybe for your fortress, otherwise, nah. And there are better wall options for you. Most likely the walls of the architect, walls of Kronos, stuff like that. Yeah, this might be best maybe for your fortress. Otherwise, I wouldn't really care about these walls, so not really worth it. Okay, sword damage, infantry bonus damage. This one use only if you're trying to maximize the damage output against infantry for something like Hippa's Paste, Celtic Longswords, maybe Persian Immortal. I wouldn't do that, but okay. Babylonian Royal Guards, stuff like that. Okay, maybe even the Roman Legionary. You're just trying to maximize the damage output against infantry. So if you are gonna put this on some specific unit, I expect that you're using it only against infantry. Otherwise, don't really care, okay? Don't really bother with this sword. Okay, these nets, at level 40, this is the highest movement speed, I think, but we already saw higher movement speed on some other nets. So, I think overall this is gonna be the best with movement speed fishing nets at level 40, but it's not the highest movement speed. That's all I'm gonna say. It's pretty good fishing nets for some. I would recommend putting this on. Now, who's got the terrible fishing? I think it's Romans and the Persians that get only the first fishing boats gathering upgrade. So for those two, I would recommend it because obviously they won't have that huge carry capacity. And if you're going for long distance gathering, you're gonna need the movement speed. So for those two, the other civs get at least the second upgrade. So I would suggest some other nets over this one. But it's a good net, definitely worth considering. Okay, shield, health 11.4%, melee infantry armor 4.8%. So this is, I believe, the highest health you can get from a shield. However, the armor is really low. One thing I like about shields is that there's quite a bunch of those that offer really good armor, and just relying purely on health, I don't really like that. I would prefer something like Ajax, the two shields we saw at the Roman Legendary store and the Cyprus store. Yeah, I don't really like this one. I think there are better options than this one. Okay, religious item, health 36.4%. If you're lucky, you will actually drop the epic religious item that actually offers even more health, slightly more, but it might be difficult to get that one. So if you're looking for the legendary looks for your priest, yeah, grab this one. If you don't have the Zahak's idol, you can grab this one, definitely. Okay, work tools, damage, gathering rates, pretty bad stone gathering. Uh, I wouldn't really bother with this one. These tools are okay, but not great. I think dropping something like the fruit basket, is it? Overflow fruit basket tools? Those might those would be better in my opinion than this. Okay, armor plating, health 43.4%, damage 12.6%, movement speed 3.3%. I like these on like my siege like ballista or arrow ships, triremes, before I get like the better version of what I'm looking for. If I had to choose the plating for my ballista, it would be the heavy destroyer for pure damage. But these are good alternatives before I get to the legendary items I'm looking for. So definitely good for arrow ships, good for siege like ballista. Even polytons should be fine until you get the range on them. So definitely good plating. Javelin, damage cost. Nah, no thanks. I don't know. I feel like javelins have like issue of finding really good javelins until like legendary ones with the health or the bonus versus ranged, or just using the pure damage. I feel like pure damage javelin is better than this. Okay, merchant gear, health 7.5%, movement speed 1.4%, trade 15.6%. That's a pretty good merchant gear. It's not the best, but it's okay if you don't have anything better. Okay, rare medium armor, health, cavalry armor. Mm, pretty okay on spearman. I would, I would say pretty okay for your spearman. Pretty cheap as well, 800 coins. Really good medium armor if you ask me. Okay, engineering accessory. I wouldn't really bother with this. Movement speed is good, I guess mainly for battering rams if you want to. I wouldn't really bother with it on the other units. I would rather maximize the damage and yeah, through engineering accessory I would maximize the damage. So I would recommend grabbing the Deviant wheels, which we will see soon enough. Ramhead. Health 45.9%, melee infantry armor 33.6%. If you're looking for really good defensive stats for your rams and ram-like units, this is your choice. Don't put this on something like ram ships. The infantry armor obviously doesn't do anything for those. So rams, my obvious choice. If you're looking for maximum maximum defense, yeah. Okay, sling, damage, health. It's okay. It's pretty cheap, 500 coins. Why not? But at this point, why not grab the one from the staves and slings store, the epic one, which offers much better damage than this. Okay, build time. If you want the build time, the pure build time, sure. Choose wisely where you want to put this, because getting few of these can get quite expensive. And I would say most players are gonna prefer something like cost and build time or pure cost. I guess depends who you ask, but it's a good option. But you can obviously drop epic version of this from chest, which is not that difficult, and there's also the legendary one. I wouldn't really bother with this one, okay? And cheap accessory movement speed. It's okay on fishing boats and merchant transports, otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't really bother. Good for the long distance fish gathering and like the trades. Otherwise, yeah, the fighting naval naval units are just fast enough already. Okay, we're moving to the final city with stores. Finally, oh my god! I knew this was gonna be long, but we're finally here. Delos. So yeah, Delian Arcan Hammer. This is the highest gather rates you're gonna get from the tools. However, I would suggest getting something like Hammer of Kaveh over this one, or the Divine Hammer of Construction. Why those two? They offer better construction speed, and the difference between the gather rates between Kaveh and this is if you get good Kaveh, it's very small, but the construction speed is quite notable. Yeah, And the Divine Hammer of Construction has slightly lower gather rates, but much higher construction speed. I would suggest the Divine Hammer of Construction or Kavek over this one, and this one is also very expensive, 315,000 for one of these. I think these days the other two legendary tools are much cheaper because there's a lot of them. Okay, Delian Archon's Hood, 7.1% movement speed. If you're looking for maximum speed on your caravans, then this is your choice. Obviously you can drop something weaker before you get this one, but this is the best you can get for the highest movement speed for your caravans. However, expensive. Putting this on something like villager, nah, don't really bother. I don't think movement speed, it's not that it wouldn't do that much for villagers, but that difference is gonna be very low in my opinion. Dillian Archon's wheels. Damage 28.7%. Just damage. Definitely want this on your Palintorons, you want this on your Ballista, Scorpio, Onagers, War Wagons. The siege with range, okay? Maximum damage, no cost increase. Your siege won't be much more expensive. This is the best thing you can get for your range siege for the maximum damage output, okay? It's expensive right now, okay? It became much more expensive than before. But get like one of these at least for each of your civs, and you can like swap it around. Some civs don't even need to swap it around. Really good one. Okay, Dillian Archon's blueprints, build time and health. I like this on fortresses, okay? Maximum health for my fortress. And before the piercing frost blueprints, I like this also on towers, just so they last long enough and don't get destroyed that fast. It's a good blueprint if you ask me. Somewhat expensive, 45,000. But you don't need that many of those, okay? You can grab just one for fortress if you want to, obviously. Okay, Leon Archon's cuirass health 86.7%. That's the best health you're gonna get. Just grab it if you want the maximum health. Okay, Delian Preceptor's arrows. This is the highest range arrows you're gonna get. 7.9% damage, 15.4% maximum range. If you're looking for really the maximum range, then these are your arrows. However, in comparison to other arrows, the damage or maybe even additional effect, it's lower. Okay, the damage is lower, no additional effect. So if you want seriously that maximum range, they're here, 11,000 coins. Not the most expensive one, okay, and it's even cheaper than the Arrows of Actaeon at the Cyprus store. Like you can buy two of these for the price of one Actaeon. Okay, Delian Perceptus fishing nets. If you're looking for the highest gathering rate that is somewhat affordable, these are your fishing nets. They are a weaker version of the nets of the Argo. Actually, wait. Yeah, Argo offers better gathering, like 2% difference, but slightly less movement speed. Definitely great choice for something like for Celts and Babylonians with their fishing boats. The Greeks and the others that get the third fishing boats upgrade might prefer the pure food gathering. I don't really care about the movements. I like the movement speed overall. Having some for long distance gathering, why not, right? Okay, Delian Preceptor's Ram Head. This is the best Ram Head before you get the Ram Head of Gnome, okay? Damage, building bonus damage, pierce armor. Definitely put this on your battering rams. If you want to use them, obviously. If you're planning to use them, This is the best ram head before ram head of Gnome for maximum damage. Or you can grab the Roman ram head for the pierce armor with some higher base damage as well, but I prefer the bonus damage against buildings. It's really strong, and rams don't really need that much pierce armor since they already have naturally high pierce armor. Would I use this on something like ram ships? It's okay. It's okay to put this on ram ships, if you ask me, but I would prefer the Roman one. Cyprus, fine with this one, like maximum damage against buildings. Really good ram head, if you ask me. The best ram head you can get right at 40 right away for small number of coin. Okay, Delian Perceptors, health 61.6%, not health, damage 61.6%, health 12.6%. So yeah, that's a pretty good spear. Like it's got okay damage and really okay health if you compare it to the Cyprus legendary spear. Much better the health with much lower damage. Okay, but this is much cheaper. Okay, so what do you want? Okay, from the spear. Do you want more health or do you want more damage? Okay, dealing adapts wall braces, pure health 65%. Don't really bother, just go for the Farafra Oasis. Okay, pure damage javelin rare. I mean, why is it so much difference between the rare one and the epic one? The epic one goes like almost 60% and this one is like 45.9. Nah, just wait for the epic one. Merchant, movement speed, trade, pretty okay. I'd have to say, yeah. I mean, it's quite cheap. So if you don't have money for the Farafra Oasis one, or already haven't dropped the better one, it's okay to use this one. Sword, pure damage. It's okay, I guess. Quite cheap. Delian adept ropes. Yeah, in comparison to the Roman one, this one offers much less health, but about the same pierce armor. And it's so much cheaper. If you're looking for maximum pierce armor, yeah, definitely worth grabbing this. Okay, and Delian adept's bow. Now, if you are planning to go with the bow of the Master Hunter, you might consider this bow or the Arduino's craftable bow, whichever it feels like more affordable to you at your current situation. So yeah, damage 30.1%, maximum range 23.7%. This is higher range than what Arduino does, but much less damage. So whatever you prefer. 6,400 coins for one of these. Is it worth? Sure. It's not gonna be the best damage output, but it's better than just waiting for the bow of the Master Hunter with nothing. Okay, so definitely nice bow in my opinion. Okay, and I forgot I need to visit two more cities. Oh boy, two more. Ugh. We're going to Sparta. Okay, Sparta. Sparta has like this one special store, but that's just if you play PvP and have the Sparta points. We, we are interested in these four stores. So let's start with this one. Spartan Fortification Store. Level 20 lookout. Watch post. If you want it. I mean, why not? You don't really need it, but it's okay. Reinforced construction. Cost health. This early, level 15. I mean, it's a small discount, so it's okay, but do you really need it? Nah, not really. Construction edition. Manual. Train research rate 5.4%. That's quite nice number, to be honest. At level 27, this is quite nice number, but also it's expensive. 1,000 coins. This early, you might have saved already a few thousands. So grab one for your town center, if you don't already have one. If it's only slightly better, then don't even bother, okay? So yeah, walls, bonus damage protection, health, level 35. Who cares? Don't bother buying this. Maybe one for your fortress, but nah, don't really bother. And build time. I mean, you're 5 levels away from free. Why not just wait for the one at... Was it the Farafra Oasis? I think it was. I will wait with this one. Okay, let's move on. Here, Spartan armor store. So what do we have here? Cloth armor, health, melee, infantry armor. It's level 6, don't really care. Light armor, health, pierce armor. It's okay, don't need it really. Health bonus damage protection, level 16. Again, it's okay, don't really need it. But this one is better than this. Shield, health damage. Pretty good damage, if you ask me. Level 21 damage. Yeah, really good damage. This early. Okay, cloth armor, health, movement speed. How much? 775. Maybe for caravans, but I wouldn't really bother at this point. Light armor, health, bonus damage protection. That's fine. Bonus damage protection is nice for a cavalry. It's level 31. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good light armor. That's pretty good. Okay, medium armor, health, bonus damage protection. I think this has higher than what we saw at the epic defenses and the Carthage general store. So definitely better survivability in my opinion. And also quite cheap. Okay, this is the shield I was mentioning before. Health damage 7.9%. Really good stats for shield. If you're looking for some good damage, don't have frost down, and also okay health, yeah. Generally really good spear. Okay, weapon store. What do we have here? Light spear, 12.7%. Nah, don't really care. Sword, yeah, don't need it. Infantry bonus damage, that's nice. For something like Toxoris, Bowman, that's okay bow. Heavy spear, that's okay. It's an okay spear if you ask me. But we saw similar one at the Northern Hold if I'm not mistaken. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, light spear, bonus versus cavalry, base damage. Level 26, am I seeing this right? That's a pretty good light spear. Something like hoplite. Yeah, hoplite would be good with this spear. But I wouldn't really bother with this that much. Okay, damage, infantry armor. It's okay. It's okay. Not great, but it's okay. Bow, that's a pretty good bow, actually. Damage with some range. It's okay, bow. Maybe one on your main unit, but other than that, nah. Just wait for the Didion bow. And heavy spear, damage, cavalry bonus damage. I think this is the highest damage you can get against cavalry from a heavy spear. So if you're looking for maximum damage output against cavalry, I think even generally good damage. Yeah, this is a really good spear. Okay, Spartan General Store, what do we have here? Consumables, got some common, uncommon, and even the advanced materials. You're looking for materials? I guess Spartan Store is here. Okay, I think that's... yeah. So now we are finally moving for the final, and that's the Crete. And that one also has something to offer. Oh boy. Let's see. Mino and Gear Store. Okay, these are bad. Definitely. Level 5. Uncommon speed. Don't need this. You don't need this. Okay, tools. If you don't... I mean, at this point you have at least some tools. So, nah, don't really need to bother coming here. Light armor. Yeah, it's okay, but... no need to spend coin. Nah, you don't need walls that much. Armor plating. These armor plating are okay. Level 20 though, so they'll be coming out late. Okay, gear store. What do we have here? Sling. Damage. Maximum range. Level 15. It's okay. I guess that's okay sling this early. I'm not recommending using the slingers, but if you like to add few early, sure. Javelin. Damage health. Level 20. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Wouldn't really bother with it, but it's okay. Cloth armor, health pierce armor, that's pretty okay. Cloth armor, if you want it, go ahead. Belly bow, damage, maximum range. I mean, sure, it's okay. Belly bow, why not? If you don't already have something better, why not? Okay, health pierce armor again, defensive one. You don't really need it. If you want it, fortress is fine. Light spear, what do we have here? Damage, health, critical chance. Seems okay for level 30. Okay, shield, health, pierce armor, damage. So this is an alternative to the Ajax shield and Pluto's shield. If you're looking for pierce armor from a shield, this is a really good shield. Definitely worth it in my opinion. Okay, then we have this damage range from javelin. So yeah, for like all the javelins we've seen at the stores, this is the one javelin I would purchase for my javelin using units. Definitely great javelin. Definitely great. Okay, Crete, cohort, cuirass, health, snare resist, movement speed. If you seriously like that snare resist, this is the best you can get, but I wouldn't recommend this because goddamn that health is so low and the movement speed is not gonna do that much. So yeah, I would skip this. Crete cohort, heavy spear. Damage, melee cavalry armor, cavalry bonus damage. If you like heavy speed of sacrifice or want heavy speed of sacrifice, definitely this is it's cheaper or easier to get version. Put this on your spearman. Definitely you're gonna like this. I recommend getting one for your spearman. Okay, last store. These two chests you get for the Crete points. Okay, if you want the Valin or Conal, they're common versions. You can get them at least here for small coin. Then we got consumable recipes. Ooh, I don't have this. Okay. I guess I can grab some recipes as well. No need. Just the collection. Yeah, I guess that's all the stores. Finally, over. Now obviously before I end, one more venture. That's the global market. Ooh. So obviously you put items here and set a price for how much you want to offer them. And obviously we have the second tab here, and here you select what you want to buy. If you want to buy gear, you select what kind of gear, what rarity, you search it. Here you'll see how much money you'll need to spend to get it. You hover over it with your cursor to see the stats. You see this is this is meh. This one seems alright. 2.6 is pretty good. Terrible. This one is again somewhat better. This Okay, this one is really good. 33.3 is a really good number. Yeah, and then you just click it. Do you want to purchase it? Confirm the purchase. That's how you spend your coins at the global market. And you saw it. Ooh, yeah, you just click on your item that has been purchased, and you get your coins. And that's how you spend your coins at the stores. And I told you what items I feel like are useful and or not. So to recapture it, there are some nice items you can get, but until level 40, I don't really recommend spending your coins on anything. Usually you can just get to 40 without any items. If you go something like, if you do your civ quest, reach level 20, go to like Argos, Babylon or Northern Hold, and then to Cyprus, you'll be level 40. Now you can start spending your coins on some level 40 items. And I did recommend you some, or said what items I find really good and some items that I don't find good. So take this as an advice. But obviously, it's your own choice. I cannot tell you what to do. If you feel like this item might be useful, go ahead, try it. But don't spend all your coins on like gaining all of your units with this one item. Okay, maybe buy just one, try it out, see how it works out for you. You can always swap the gear between your units. Okay, I hope you enjoy this, and please press that like button. God damn, my throat is so sore. Oh my god. So press the like button, subscribe to the channel, it will help me heal up. God damn it. Please help. And yeah, share this among the players, new players, so they see where they can spend their coins later in the game. And I'll see you next time. Bye.